is a DJ.
Chart-topping band Faithless, who've had one album out, Reverence, which received quite a lot of critical acclaim. They've got the second album coming out, which is called Sunday 8 PM. And these are some of the band members. We've got Maxi here, Sister Bliss, and Dave Randall.
Very nice to see you.
There's actually two missing. Who are they?
Jamie's the other singer. He's meeting with Linton Kwesi Johnson, I
Right.
understand. And Rollo has been chucked out of the band because he can't play and he can't dance.
Oh, right.
So we've relegated him to strictly producers' roles from now on. God is a DJ.
You do vocals, don't you?
I play guitar, seek out swimming pools, and I'm the political correspondent.
I play keyboards and write music with Rollo and Max. And Dave's also written a track on the album as well, so we write together. And I tinkle away on the ivories, you know, and scare boys.
Been around for about 3 years as a collective, Faithless.
3 years now?
About 3 years.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. And you had the first album out, which was called Reverence, and now you've got the second album coming out. It's not out yet, is it?
September 24th.
September 24th.
Yeah.
Have you changed direction at all?
I'm not sure that we had a direction with the first album. We just made the LP. It was just like an explosion of ideas that got put together on the one album. Whereas this album is a much more focused thing. We have a theme. It's like the concept really is about home, leaving it, upheaval, all that sort of stuff. And also with Reverence, we didn't really know each other. We just met.
I met Rollo through a mutual friend who also introduced us to Max. I've been working with Rollo making house tracks under the names of Rollo Goes Camping and Sister Bliss. We did all of those together. We met Max, the same guy that introduced me to Rollo, said, "Oh, I know a British rapper." We thought, sounds interesting, let's get him down. And from that came Salvamere, and on meeting Max. So Salvamere was the very first track, and then we said, well, let's do an album. Then we met Jamie at a party or something. Jamie just came and strummed his guitar and said, oh, let's put that on the album as well. And Dave was in a band with Pauline Taylor, who's now a featured cheeky artist, but she was doing a lot of the backing vocals on Reverence on the first album. So we poached him because our original guitarist broke his foot.
When you released the first album and a couple of the tracks, I went in at number 30 but come straight back out.
That was all
and
of them,
then,
in fact.
Yeah.
We re-released every
Some
single
albums,
that we released on the album. Basically, Cheeky's an independent label. We spent no money at all on promotion because there wasn't the money to spend.
Yeah.
So we had to rely on club support.
Neither Insomnia or Salva may have a chorus, recognisable singing on chorus. So the radio wouldn't touch it. So what would
We
happen?
had to rely on club DJs to just keep the records in their box. Pete Tonk was pushing us to re-release it because we'd moved on by then. We'd actually done a lot more records and stuff. So it was very interesting the way it kicked off. And of course, then the album kicked in. The album was only selling 5 copies a week, and we sold I think we sold 1 million copies around the world now of Reverence, which is extraordinary for an album we thought was only ever going to sell 10,000.
Exactly.
Really, and a lot of that is due to the live band and the fact that we've been touring for 2 years.
The fact that we're being asked back to play festivals is simply on the strength of the live show that we managed to achieve over the last couple of years. So it's very encouraging for us, knowing that we've now got a new album out.
Brilliant.
And a hot band to go out and promote it. It feels very good.
For some people, I think that comes as a bit of a surprise because they kind of have a misconception that Faithless is only Insomnia, as you might hear it in the club, which is, which in itself is enough in a way, but in fact, it's this 9-piece live band that's been together for 2 years now. And I think a lot of people have kind of chanced coming along to a gig and been totally shocked.
Sunday 8 PM. That's the new album to come out. The first single release is God is a DJ. It's all kind of biblical.
I had this idea for the promotion for it, which is, outside it says Sunday service, Reverence and so. But I wanted to put God is a DJ posters all over churches, which is a bit sacrilegious, I know, but I thought it would be provocative. The next single, the follow-up to God is a DJ, is probably going to be track Take the Long Way, which is quite epic, We can't seem to do house without being epic about it. We've got Boy George singing on a track which is called Why Go, which is a beautiful song, kind of about the loneliness following casual sex. Also there's Dido, who's Rollo's sister, and she sings a song on the album called Hem of His Garment, which is kind of wishing that you could find the answer to problems which seem eternal. Killer's Lullaby is the most adventurous track. That's kind of where I'd like us to go next.
Yeah.
And also the first track, The Garden, which is instrumental, but it's very lush and beautiful, but it really sort of snares you in.
Let's talk about the tour now.
We've been working fairly solidly, playing at the festivals
Right.
all over Europe throughout the summer, including some quite interesting ones. We went to Moscow and Bucharest, and we're about to go to Lisbon.
Where have you had the most fun kind of performing in front of people?
Well, one of the places that I enjoyed the most was Bucharest in Romania, because it's the sort of place you go, you have absolutely no expectation of what it's going to be like.
When you're on tour, you go looking for the swimming pools. What do you go looking for?
Pillows, often extra pillows. We never get enough pillows.
After a couple of bottles of champagne, simply because it's really nice at the beginning. If you take it before the show, it's not for afterwards, it's for before. Because it gives you a right kick, doesn't it, champagne?
Yeah.
So if you have...
Makes you lively.
Yeah, so if you, like 5 minutes before you go on, you have a glass of champagne.
Maxi's got the timing perfect, so it doesn't burp in the first number,
Totally.
you see. There's an optimum time to have the champagne
Because all the
before you
band
go
go
on
on
stage.
first, and I've got to wait for a little bit while they get all started up, and that's when the burp comes, and then I walk
Sexy, isn't it?
Are we going to take a break now? But coming up after the break, we've got...
Cosmic Disco.
At Brown's nightclub in London.
And of course the DJ Magazine Dance Chart.
So don't go anywhere.